Hey, this is a video about Zeri, Riot's newest champ and also the community's newest target of hate. Maybe. I haven't seen a ton of feedback about her design yet, but she was designed by August, the guy who designed Jhin and Senna and Gnar, so you know her kit's gonna be disgustingly unbalanced, but at the same time one of the best kits in the game to play with. And let me tell you, her kit's really fun to play with. Zeri is probably the most unique marksman champion ever released at this point in the game's history. She's a marksman / mage hybrid that can build either AP or AD to either be a burst mage or your team's primary DPS. And like every modern league marksman, she of course has a quirky gimmick. And what's that quirky gimmick, you may ask? She doesn't have an auto attack. No, really, she doesn't have an auto attack. Her basic attack is a spell that gains damage the more you move around and use abilities. It's spammable, but if you spam it like a normal auto attack does, it does very little damage. The newest marksman champion doesn't even have an auto attack. Kinda. Zeri's Q is an ability that is her replacement auto attack. It functions pretty much like Yasuo's Q. Cooldown scales off of attack speed, applies on hit, and can apply crits. But here's the cool part, her Q isn't targeted. It's a skill shot. Yup, we've been through this before. Her Q only hits the first few targets in front of the spray, meaning trading in lane is very difficult. Zeri's W, in true August fashion, is a long-range skill shot, hitting enemies, deals damage, and slows them, but if this ability hits terrain, the ability becomes much wider and can hit every enemy that is in the crossfire instead of just one target. Zeri's E is a dash, so top lane she goes. But this dash is also literally barred E. When her dash collides with terrain, she will magical journey across the whole terrain much like Talon. After dashing, her next 3 Qs will become energized and can pierce targets. This ability also reduces its cooldown when you hit enemies with Q. And her ultimate, probably one of the coolest ultimates an ADC has in this game, unleashes a blitzcrank style shockwave around enemies, dealing burst damage and overcharging her. Overcharged Zeri gains damage, attack speed, and movement speed. Attacking enemies refreshes the duration of being overcharged, plus her Q begins to chain lightning nearby enemies. That's not all. Refreshing her ult duration will stack movement speed, and she can do this infinitely. Infinitely, guys. There's a new fastest champ in the game. Move over Rammus and Udyr and Quinn. This little Filipina is here to literally place the teleport rune. With enough stacks, she can literally do that. Literally. So with her abilities out of the way, let's talk about that jungle clear. I'll say it's not phenomenal, but it's not bad either. I'd say it's pretty average for a jungler. She can easily solo clear the entire jungle without much struggle, and her E makes pathing a joke. Ooh, that was nasty. I can't see anything about her power early game, because I'm playing on the PBE, and getting to play the champ you want is impossible. Plus, the game quality is extremely low. But even if she isn't able to hold her own early, she can still make an easy escape if needed. Which also leads to her ganks, which in theory should be phenomenal, better than Tristana jungles and on par with Talon and even Zac, because Zeri's E is literally barred portal. She can just jump over a wall behind enemies and instantly be at their back. She has 2 slows as well, making pick potential even higher. And even late game, Zeri is a Master E level hypercarry. Items like Navori Quick Blades are disgusting on her because, I think, her Q constantly applying crits refreshes the cooldown even faster than it would with max attack speed. Ideally, I think a build like Kraken Slayer, Essence Reaver, Navori Quick Blades, Infinity Edge would be a really solid build on Zeri, but she can also stack on-hit effects like Nashor's, Bork, Rageblade. And not only that, but she can build AP as well. I probably wouldn't do that as a jungler though, just saying. Building Ludens or Liandry's, Archangels, I really believe she needs help with mana sustain, and Horizon Focus, since your main damaging ability, AP, is going to be your W. And I'm going to expand on this. I don't think she'd just be a fit for bottom lane. I think she can fit in all roles except for support. Her kit has a big focus on mobility and roaming. She has a dash which automatically makes her a top laner and whatever. She's kind of like Quinn. A little bit. She's what Quinn should be. Kind of like how Samira is also what Quinn should be. Please rework Quinn, Riot. Please. Please rework my favorite champion. Please. I'm pretty excited for this champion, and I don't really have any complaints about her except for the fact that I am begging Riot to please just release a traditional marksman for once. It's been so long. So many ADCs released are being released with new quirky mechanics that makes them fun and super fresh from all the rest. But come on, not every new release needs to be so fun and fresh. I mean, look at Akshan for God's sakes. His kit is super fun to play, but then he has a revive just tacked onto his kit. pretty much just to have the mechanic in the game and not because it was necessary. Kind of like how Zeri feels. Extremely fun to play, but I don't see any reason why her basic attack has to have been put on her Q. It's like playing pre-rework Evelyn on hardcore mode. My pinky hurts just playing her on the PB. My pinky is in pain.
I belong here. We all belong here. See ya. All in. No holding back. Bullet. Best thing I can do is fight when others can't. Amped up. Got to recharge.